Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters.
I am the cream, the cream of the crop, and there is no one that does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage. Woo! I've got the style and profile like never before. Well, let me tell you something, brother. I'm the man.
I am the best wrestler in the world.
They call me Hot Rock. Everybody knows it. I don't have to say what I am because I've done it. It's showtime, folks.
Welcome everybody to the Quick Count. It is J Star. It is Fog Jones. We are here. We are live on a Wednesday night. Foggy, how was your week? What's going on, brother?
Hey man, it's all going well. How about you?
Hey, my Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Final tonight. It is all going well. I mean, I know I was texting you and Jay, I think it was last Monday. I was like, oh, the Knicks are losing. I'm sucking at bowling. It's horrible. But we're here. We're live.
Hey, you know what? We have ups and we have downs. I think I made a comment. I was like, it's a rough week for the Star House, but hey, whatever. We moved past it.
It absolutely.
You have another chance tonight, right?
We're good. We game one tonight. But let's get into Joe Hendry, Trick Williams, TNA Championship at Battleground. Last night we saw the last encounter that they're going to have.
Yeah.
I thought I had a clue of where this was going, but now I am pretty on the edge. I'm on the fence. I don't know. We had Trick Williams give his performance, his rap song, Average Joe. It was a banger. It should be on the top charts. And then you had Joe Hendry come out, give his song, and then we see a back and forth. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job here, and I read a lot of the speculation, and I don't know that anyone truly knows what's about to happen here, but I think we're about to see something that we have not seen yet, and I think that's Trick Williams capturing the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, which is I think it's a bold and smart move that we may see happen here very soon. What do you think?
So what we have spoken about, Ty, Court, and myself, we have been waiting since this partnership was announced. We've been waiting for that one title change to happen where either a TNA superstar wins NXT gold or an NXT superstar wins TNA gold. And we've seen titles on the line. We've seen titles defended. We've seen Jordan Grace defend the TNA Women's Championship when she was still over there. We've seen Obafemi defend the NXT World Championship. I'm with you in a way. I think we might finally see a change, which is crazy because you wouldn't think it would be Joe Hendry, right? Joe Hendry is so over and Joe Hendry is so popular as the TNA World Champion. And as you know, I'll be at Slammiversary I'll be there. So a part of me is like, I know I'll see Joe Hendry no matter what, because he said, he wrote that, he did that video for me. I know I'll see him, but I really don't think I'll see him as TNA champion. I'm with you.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and for a few reasons. Like, first of all, the partnership it's not random. you know, we've seen with these partnerships in the past, and even when it kind of started, it was kind of more random where every now and then you'd see the crossover, but now it's pretty consistent that you see TNA stars in WWE, NXT, and NXT stars in TNA constantly, right? And I think it has to happen because one, you have to have that unpredictability model. You can't just like, oh, every time a TNA wrestler is going after an NXT championship, they're gonna lose, or vice versa. You just can't, you know what I mean? Because then it's what's the point, right? And I think the other thing too is, as I was talking about, is you have this, it's building and building and building, where the partnership is almost like they're slowly becoming one roster. And so specifically to Joe Hendry, I think WWE wants their hands on what they can do with him a little earlier. And what I mean is, you have Trick Williams, who is back to heel and trying to develop his repertoire of character, and Joe Hendry can be this biting babyface, but with kind of WWE a little bit more in the fold on that, you know, because it was like Joe Hendry won the title clearly to show up at the Royal Rumble with the title. You know what I mean? Like when they did that with Mickie James, which was so cool. But that's what I think they're trying to do. But yeah, and I should. It'll be interesting.
With Joe Hendry, now we know he's in a contract year, or his contract is up within like a year and a half, let's say.
Yeah.
This is, like you said, I feel like it's a foregone conclusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Jordan Grace was. Jordan Grace shows up in the Rumble. She's TNA Women's Champion at the time. Everyone knows once that contract's up, Jordan Grace is signing on the dotted line, and she's becoming a WWE superstar.
Yep.
It's got to be the same, right? It's just got to be.
100%.
I think TNA knows that, hey, Joe, you're doing a great job, but we know once this contract's up, we have no shot at signing you, in a way. But it's like a foregone conclusion that Joe Hendry will eventually be a WWE superstar, especially with what Triple H said at WrestleMania. Like, it's not going to be his first and only WrestleMania.
Yeah, like there's so much to unpack with Joe Hendry. And that's why it was kind of like, when you mentioned him, I'm like, man, we can quick count Joe Hendry. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to have two topics, right? And we're part of the PWN community. I am a co-founder. It's like, yeah, I see what the insiders say, and you don't even need that. And like, it's so clear as day that Joe Hendry is going to WWE, right? It's like they made a ton of money on that shirt. The people I know that are casual fans that don't even really watch it. I know a person who actually bought the shirt, you know, like the guy is just a charisma magnet. You know, he's definitely going. Randy Orton handpicked him. They essentially gave him a couple names, right, to choose from. And he's like, I want Joe Hendry. Yeah. And I believe the contract, I do believe he is in his contract year. I believe it's later this year. So we'll see. But man, if I read a headline later this year that says TNA re-signs Joe Hendry, I don't even know. I'm extremely confused with life, you know, because Jordan Grace was an easy one. Obviously, it was a, you know, clear as day, great pick there. Obviously, she was going to sign. So, and if that was the case with Jordan, then goodness, is it the case with Joe Hendry?
Yeah. So there you go. Whoever's listening and watching, both of us believe we will see the first crossover championship exchange. We think Trick Williams might be your next TNA World Champion, which is awesome. But let's get on to the next topic. Yep. The current state of Raw and SmackDown. Now we've discussed, me actually, if you listen to the past episode, if you listen closely, you can hear Ty say, like, this past episode of Raw was so like mediocre that nothing stood out in like us remembering what happened when we went to record, which isn't a great thing. You know, you want to be able to remember. There's got to be something noticeable. And it's been a lot. Raw has been a lot of Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker. And respectfully so, because they do have a lot to give. They do have to give this story, but it's kind of like taking over almost in a way. So
yeah. And it's tricky to do because they have two people right now that they're feuding with in Sami Zayn and CM Punk. And Vince Russo put out a tweet that said, you know, if you're going to have CM Punk in the building and you're going to only utilize him for the final 2 minutes of the show, then like what a terrible idea that is. And I read that and I thought, that's something I agree with, because you don't have a lot of across the board. You don't have a lot of main event attractions in WWE. I'll catch heat for that. And I don't care. I'll defend it. I do believe we're in this stage right now where WWE is the experience. It's WWE above all the superstars. And if you do hit that level of a Punk or a Cody or, you know, Roman, for example, they send you part-time and they, you know, clip you so that you're barely on the show. It's a kind of a strange thing I think they're doing. And Raw was able to get away with it because they were, you know, on Netflix. It has this fresh feel. It's bold. They have, you know, it was kind of like they had free time and Penta and all these different debuts. And now that's all cooled off, right? Because that's another thing is us fans we're dopamine addicted these days. We want to see the crossover, especially, man, you're going to come from AEW. You're remember Motor City Machine Guns? It was like God returning. Like it was crazy. Like the hype online, and you cannot tell me that the hype is even remotely close. The excitement's close, and it's not a knock on the Motor City Machine Guns at all. It's just it's a problem with the business is we want that dopamine. So it's all settled, right? And then the last thing I'll say, because I'm bitter, is you have all this time. You have Netflix. You do not need to run commercials on Netflix. You do not need to tell us every 5 seconds about a new Topps playing card or Fanatics Fest. Or if you really pay attention, they're constantly promoting. It's like watching HSN or QVC. It's like they're trying to sell you stuff. So what I'm getting at is, where's Karrion Kross? You got him on main event. That's fine. But like the guy was the highlight of the show when he wasn't even on the show, but like kind of was. He just show up backstage and taunt somebody. And now the dude is one of the most over guys and he's not on any of the shows. You have all the time in the world. So what are we doing? And we'll talk SmackDown next because SmackDown has its own problem.
So obviously we are huge Karrion fans.
Yeah.
With Raw, we said it we're broken records at this point to where superstars have to make every minute and moment count,
right? And
he's doing that to a T. He gets a 30-second segment in the backstage area, and we're paying attention,
right?
Main event,
it doesn't even air; it's only on social. Like someone caught it, you know?
Yeah, and main event, obviously, there's no denying the pop that he got. Right. I don't like where all these people are coming from saying, oh, like we're just randomly trying to push Karrion Kross. Like, no, we're not. The guy is working and the guy deserves it. But to your point with the commercials, there are a ton of commercials on Raw. Maybe one day we'll get advertised by a certain program that you can use to where you can act like you're somewhere else. So
not without pay right now.
Yes. But I don't see the commercials because of that.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy those commercial segments though that Raw does, because you know, that's where Karrion was showing up. That is where these other superstars were showing up and putting on some pretty damn good killer promos.
Yep.
No pun intended with killer. But if
you're it has watching to be on a commercial break,
exactly. If you're watching
to spend our airtime telling us that this guy, I don't remember his name, he's not a wrestler. He's going to be in the 2K video. Like, really?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay, whatever. I don't care.
He's going down to the Knicks, by the way. Don't worry about it. We got them. We got them.
You can tell me.
But you're right. Like if you are watching commercials and you're in the United States, you're not seeing these promos. You're not seeing these wrestlers put in the work that they're doing to further progress stories. You're only seeing it on social.
This is why I laugh when they're just constantly talking about the money that WWE is making. Is like, if you see their ledger, their account, their quarterly earnings, and you see that they've made this big profit, do you actually like turn the show on and go, man, I enjoy it now because of that?
No,
that has no bearing on the, like, unless you're a stockholder, but that's even then a totally different thing. It's the product. And it feels like the product is not getting the focus. You have so many moving parts right now that just seem like such easy layups, like Karrion Kross. I didn't even know he didn't have shirts in the arenas like that. That baffled me. I'm like, what do you mean? Like he now has shirts in arena? Why did he not before? For what it's worth, Karrion Kross as an adult, Karrion Kross is one of the only people who has shirts that I would actually wear outside, not to a wrestling event, because they're cool. The designs are cool, right? So like Natalya is another great example. She's out there getting all this hype with her totally different look and persona, and she's got Rage Against the Machine as her theme song. Bring that to WWE. Like, why can't we do that? It's almost like, and this is my gripe, it's almost like they write something down 6 months in advance and nothing is going to change that. This is who we're pushing and nothing is going to change that. And it's like, I'm not saying you got to pivot every week, but dang, man, we could use some pivots right now.
I'm with you. And Natty is a perfect example. We see her in GCW as the Natty character.
Yeah.
We see her literally, she slapped a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it was a setup fan or not, whatever, but she's showing that she's a badass, and she is. She is a complete and utter badass. She's been in the WWE for God knows how long, 20 plus years. She's got the dungeon. She deserves it. And good on WWE and Triple H for giving her these outside opportunities to pursue them. But we're not dumb. So when we see her as Natty, and she's building herself up as Natty, and then they put her back on TV as Natalya, it's like, we don't want Natalya anymore. We want Natty. We want this badass.
And you can tell she's just like waiting to be let off the leash, right? And like I said before, I spoke a couple weeks back, like there's a brilliant story. I'm not going to sit here and say I can make new stars because I have no proven track record of it. I'm not a writer for any professional wrestling company. However, when you have a Maxine Dupree who's been training very hard and who has this insane natural athletic ability, people will listen to that and maybe have their own feeling about it because of the character she portrays or the way that she acts as that character. But when you watch her in the ring, go back 2 years. Her improvement is ridiculous, and she has a very good moveset that's very unique to her because of her athletic ability and her background in gymnastics and her current training with like Pilates and whatnot. Like you see her do a kip up and it looks like a wave, it's like, and she does a spinning back kick and her legs are straight. Like I'd tear everything in my leg if I even attempted to do it the way that she does it. It's very unique, and she gets these big pops. And then you have this story where you have this veteran in Natalya who should be Natty, like you said, and that totally different. And she's kind of working with Maxine, but Maxine's kind of like this puppy that's kind of annoying her. There's this story here similar to Otis and Chad Gable, which they flopped, by the way, that it's an easy layup. You can get Natty as her much better persona, and which would put her in a better standing with the fans. And you can get that booming babyface eruption for Maxine and make her move up in the ranks too, instead of being considered like more of like an enhancement talent, because she's got a lot of ability and there's a lot of untapped potential there in both of them.
Yeah, you just said it. We have to get to, we're at the 19-minute mark, but you're right. If we just saw Natty go to Natalya, back to Natalya, team up with Maxine. You can see she got a little annoyed, but now work with that. Like get Natty to be like, you know what, screw this. I'm Natty Neidhart, and just go ape ape shit on
Please.
Maxine, and then boom, there we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, we get that character. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get the payoff soon. I hope they don't just, maybe they drag it out to Evolution. I don't know. We know that Evolution 2 is on its way.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I want to see Natty Neidhart
100%.
with SmackDown. We've spoken about the 3 hours has been pretty brutal, and with no Cody's not on the show. He's missing.
Roman's always missing.
Roman's missing. He's always missing. Yeah, you're right. He's Mortal Kombat.
And everyone's celebrating that.
is.
Oh, he got a role in a movie. Oh, you're very happy to not see him more? That's cool.
Court's
Great
gonna
fact.
love you for what you're saying right now.
Just saying. Just saying.
Real quick, Natty should have been a bigger name. True OG. You're right. Heel turning hooks. By the way, great conversation with you, my friend, last night on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a supporter. But yeah, closing words.
Yeah, SmackDown needs some people, man. They got Drew. I'm lost, man. I'm glad Julia's there. Alexa Bliss. But these times are different, and I think people are finally starting to open their eyes to it. WWE is not keeping their main event level talent like I think they should. It's very much like mid-card land on a lot of these shows, and they're trying to just, we'll put the world title on this person, then you'll think they're main event, and it's not. I just don't think it's happening. I think that's what we're seeing. Viewership and even the attendance is starting to kind of dwindle a little, and people will blame post WrestleMania, but they could do some more work. But that's just my opinion. What about you? What are your closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. I'm with you. I'm in agreement with you. I think it could be better. It can, and I think they're too afraid of making these huge stars because we've seen people leave. But if you're just, I feel like they want to lock people down first and it sounds like bullshit, but it's business. And if Carrion, perfect example, if he signed a 5-year contract extension right now for a little bit less money right now, he'd be pushed to the moon because they know what they have under him and under contract for the next 5 years. Right now he's in a contract year and he's the hottest he's ever been.
Yeah.
He's,
he can demand money.
If they put a title on him while he's in contract here, it's just business. And that's what we all have to realize is business. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to look outside of that, but push the people that deserve to be pushed.
Yeah.
And give the people that, deserve the money and are putting in the work and putting in the effort, give them the money and make them names, because WWE is very, very, very capable of doing 100%. That. With that said, that is a quick count. Once again, please go join the PWN Discord. It is by far the best community out there, bar none. If anybody wants to, I randomly checked this yesterday and saw that there's people use it. So if you want to use the Real Marks of Long Island affiliate shop link, if you're going to go buy something on the WWE shop, please just scan that QR code and we will, it just helps us out. It helps the stream out. It helps the podcast out. We're here every week in, day out, just making content. And that's what we're all about. Fog, thank you. I will probably talk to you in 2 hours.
See you soon.
Let's go Knicks. And to everyone that has tuned in and joined, thank you so much. And I'll see you in probably 2 days or even tomorrow for the Real Marks of Long Island.